All right, just wanted to give an update on my seeds. On this left side here is where I planted the tomatoes. If you see, almost all of the tomatoes are up. Over on this side, I've planted the peppers, and you'll see that they are just starting to take root. So that's what I had talked about in the last video, about how your tomatoes are going to be progressing a little bit quicker than your peppers, and so the dome has to go off for them before it necessarily would for your peppers. I'm sure I have several of these pepper plants that haven't even germinated yet. There are a few things in there that are more toward the super hot side of things that take longer to germinate. You'll also see that while everything's moist, there's no standing water really in here, so it is time for me to add water to this seed starting kit, and this will continue to soak it up. Now, some people wonder when it is time to actually transplant these into a bigger cup. I would say not quite yet. You want to see them have some actual true leaves coming on, which we don't really have much. It would be okay to start thinning these tomato plants down to 1 or 2 per grow pod, but I'm not going to do that quite yet actually. I'm just going to let them continue. I'll add some water and let them get good and healthy before I do too much more with them. But I just wanted to give you that update. There's a lot of interesting things growing in here, and one day we'll go through one by one what they are. Also, if you watched last year, we did a video in which I showed all the possible tomato plants I was considering growing. I tried to do that video again this year, but had some issue recording the audio as I was going through searching those tomatoes. So if I'm going to put it up, I'm going to have to re-record the audio, which it'll probably be less authentic because I've already gone through and had my initial observations about each plant. But I might do it anyway, and I still have to do it on peppers. But what I decided is we're getting late enough in the season that I just wanted to get them planted. So I planted tons of varieties, and one way or another, we'll have some interesting things to grow this year. So stay tuned. I might get something out one way or the other about tomato varieties and pepper varieties, and maybe have you have a choice of what actually goes into our garden. Now, many of you will have seen the hardy orange video where I was starting the seeds. Here is a hardy orange sprout coming up from one, and I actually transplanted one sprout into here. So there's kind of the double cup method with some styrofoam cups and just a little hardy orange. What will eventually be a tree, hopefully. There's just an upgrade date. Here's some other stuff that I had started a little bit earlier that is growing well. You know, we're getting to be late in March, so stuff will probably be hardening off here in a couple weeks. You know, we're probably even a little bit behind, definitely on our peppers, and even to a certain degree on our tomatoes. So I generally think, you know, about April 15th, you start looking at the 10-day forecast in this area. This is Zone 6, Kansas City area. And I start looking at the forecast about April 15th, the 10-day forecast, to see if there's any freezing temperatures. And if there's no freezing temperatures for the 10-day forecast anytime April 15th or later, then I consider it probably safe to actually plant out. So that's just our quick update here. I hope you're getting stuff started for your garden. And oh, and here's some carrots, by the way, that I am growing. Just wanted to grow some in a pot, so there's some carrots there that I've started. I won't be transplanting these probably, but I just thought it was a fun little project for doing in the late winter. So anyhow, please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more videos. Talk to you later.